Good evening. I'm Byron Scott with a CTV News update. With the number of COVID-19 cases around the region going up, Prince George's County Executive Angela Alsobrooks announces that the county will stay in Phase 2 of reopening. Alsobrooks says all of the metrics in Prince George's are up, with a 19% increase in cases last week for a total number of 852 new cases, the highest weekly number since August. Officials are urging residents to avoid large family gatherings during the upcoming holidays.
That as we approach the holiday season and the weather gets cooler, it is so important that we avoid gatherings, these large gatherings at each other's homes. There's no other way to say it. What Dr. Carter, I'm sure, will tell you is that these large holiday gatherings with people outside your household are just dangerous. They really are just dangerous, and they present a special risk for the spread of COVID-19. And with all the recent increase in cases that we have seen, it just is even more critical than ever that we are vigilant in the coming weeks.
There have been a total of 33,000 confirmed COVID cases in Prince George's, with 850 deaths. Well, Maryland reports 962 new coronavirus cases today and 11 deaths. Hospitalizations set a new high since early August for the second straight day, with 502 patients. The number of hospitalizations has nearly doubled since late September. Of those, 120 required intensive care. Maryland ranks 15th nationwide in the number of deaths since the pandemic took hold in March, with nearly 4,000 deaths. Well, the county public school CEO says students will not be returning to their classrooms anytime soon. Dr. Monica Golson said in a conference call last night that the earliest students will resume in-person learning will be February. Golson says COVID-19 infection rates and case numbers have accelerated at levels higher than she expected. Right now, February 1st is the target date for kids to return to schools, but Golson says it's not a set date. Well, state epidemiologists and the Metropolitan Washington Council of Governments have developed a way to securely share COVID-19 contact tracing data. The information sharing platform will rapidly notify health departments of individuals who may have been exposed to the COVID-19 across state lines. The District of Columbia, Maryland, Virginia, and West Virginia deployed the information sharing platform this month. This is the first multi-state data exchange platform for COVID-19 developed nationwide. The Association of Public Health Laboratories is planning to expand the system to additional states. Well, a flood watch remains in effect for the region as the remnants of Hurricane Zeta bring heavy rain and gusty winds. Expect between 2 to 3 inches in total. Flash flooding has caused numerous water rescues in the recent past, but you know the saying, turn around, don't drown. Rain expected to continue overnight in waves. The heaviest predicted to exit early tomorrow with a few lingering morning showers. Well, Montgomery County has 4 questions on the ballot this election. Questions A and B deal with property taxes and how to increase revenue. Although there is no cap on how much property taxes can increase, there is a cap on how much revenue the county can take in from those taxes, and it's tied to the rate of inflation. Question A would do away with the cap on revenue and instead require any increase to the property tax rate be applied by approved by all 9 members of the council.
The change would be as the value of property goes up, people's tax rates would be paying more taxes. But it also means that the revenue generated would keep up with the growth of the economy. And then question B keeps the way that property taxes are calculated the same, but it says under no circumstance could they be raised above that formula that I talked about, the amount of revenue from last year plus a little bit for inflation. So therefore the revenue would never grow beyond the rate of inflation. So, I mean, there's pros and cons to that. Of course, that question B would make taxes lower, but if you had to respond to an emergency or you needed more services because your economy was growing, you'd be stymied. And some people were afraid that would hurt our bond rating.
The entire council and the county's Chamber of Commerce support question A. Opponents say it could increase property taxes for residents. Question B also deals with property taxes. It will prohibit lawmakers from increasing the tax beyond the rate of inflation. Currently, an increase requires unanimous council vote. Well, Prince George's police are looking for a missing person. This is 80-year-old Gene Summer. He was last seen on the 800 block of Campbell Drive in Suitland early this morning. He was wearing a black hat, dress shoes, and pants. He was also carrying a black and red umbrella. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is asked to contact police. Well, talking about racial issues, especially in today's polarized climate, is not easy. However, these conversations are necessary according to a local sorority. The Psi Epsilon Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated is gearing up to host a virtual event. It's called Where Do We Go From Here? A holistic approach to race relations in the age of the Black Lives Matter movement. The discussion will take place tonight at 7 p.m. and will feature an all-male panel, including Greenbelt Mayor Colin Byrd.
A lot of work has been done by several of our iconic figures who have fought and died for America, where all the children could live equally as Americans with a spirit of pride and brotherhood. So we felt that this is very important to our communities to get our young men and boys and the children together around the table so that they can hear from our guests to talk about it and dialogue, be able to ask questions, get some feedback, just to hear and understand what are they thinking.
To take part, you can register online. For more information, visit aka-peo.org. Well, a Maryland woman files a wrongful death lawsuit in federal court on behalf of her son, 48-year-old Eric Sopp. Last November, Sopp's mother called Baltimore County Police saying her son left their house drunk and could be a danger to others. Sopp was pulled over by police on Interstate 83. According to reports, Sopp defied orders to stay in his car, and when he got out, the officer fired 8 shots at Sopp, who was unarmed, killing him. The prosecutor ruled the killing justifiable. Sopp's lawyer says police knew he was suicidal and in need of help. Well, police reform on the agenda at a virtual town meeting tonight. It's called the People's Hearing on Police Reform in Maryland, and it's being hosted by the Maryland Coalition for Police Accountability. Organizers say lawmakers have been meeting for months on the issue of police reform, but this hearing, they say, gives the community a chance to speak for itself. That meeting is set for tonight from 6 to 8:30. To register, go to bit.ly/MDPeoplesHearing. Well, 2 organizations are teaming up to provide free mammograms for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The group Breast Care for Washington, D.C. will take its mobile mammo to the Tree of Life Christian Ministries on November 5th from 9 to 2 p.m. To take part, you must be over the age of 40. The organization is co-hosting the event with Gabriel's Lyric Therapeutic Services.
People don't realize that there is a connection, a direct connection between our physical and our mental health. And so we try to provide services that help people to understand that you have to have a balance between the two.
2 things: you must schedule an appointment, and number 2, for more information, you can call 301-455-7183. Well, more than 12 million people are impacted by domestic violence each year. That's according to the National Domestic Violence Hotline. To help victims, there's a new forensic camera at the county's Family Justice Center. It can detect wounds that are not visible to the naked eye. The new equipment is called Cortex Flow. The technology is being used at the Prince George's Hospital Center, and in special cases, it's now utilized at the Family Justice Center.
You're able to see how the strangulation has created pressure and the damage that's done to the larynx, which you would obviously not be able to see without some type of a high-tech lens. So this is a tool that will enable us to really support survivors in a way by giving them additional information. Prosecutors, police will be able to use the footage as evidence in cases.
A new law that makes strangulation a felony in the state took effect earlier this month. Well, with the holidays around the corner, state officials are urging Marylanders to buy local. This week, the Comptroller's Office and Retailers Association kicked off the Shop Maryland for the Holidays campaign. Officials say it's more important now than ever to shop at small businesses.
Our small businesses are the backbone of our economy. They actually are the majority of retail. Most people don't know that, but the majority of retail is actually small mom and pop retailers. They have very few amounts of employees. So these retailers provide neighborhood stabilization. They provide much needed tax revenue. They provide jobs. They're the ones that are out there sponsoring those Little League softball teams. they've given so much to us. And now it's time for people to really consciously be thinking about where we spend our money, because we need them to be around after COVID.
Maryland's congressional delegation presses Governor Hogan on Purple Line issues. The Democratic lawmakers sent a letter to Hogan expressing their concerns about construction delays and legal disputes causing significant disruptions to Maryland businesses and communities. The letter also urges the governor to quickly resolve the project's ongoing issues, finish construction, and provide relief to residents and businesses impacted by those delays. Well, it was trick or treat time in Laurel last night. Actually, it was trick or tractor time for the kids. This Halloween tractor was driven around Laurel last night to pass out candy to eager kids. Because of COVID-19, residents have been urged to limit normal Halloween activities, but thanks to city recreation officials, many kids were treated to an early Halloween surprise. Good for them. Well, now for your weather forecast, the National Weather Service has issued a flood watch until 11 p.m. Tonight, rainy with a low around 46. Tomorrow, cloudy with a chance of morning showers. A daytime high near 54, an evening low around 36. Saturday, there'll be some frost in the morning in some areas, otherwise sunny with a high near 51 and a low around 40. Sunday, mostly sunny with a high near 61 and a chilly low around 36. And now for your community calendar, there's still time to sign up your young scholar for free online tutoring. Prince George's County Public School students K through 2nd grade can receive virtual reading help with trained tutors. Sessions are twice a week for 1 hour from November to April 2021. The deadline to sign up is Wednesday, November 4th. For more information, visit booknook.com/PGCPS. And remember, space is limited. And that's our news for tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow. I'm Byron Scott. Good night.
For the latest information on COVID-19 in Maryland, visit the State Health Department website. That's health.maryland.gov. Again, health.maryland.gov. Click the link to the COVID-19 information portal. There you'll find all the latest information about coronavirus. You'll find daily updates on cases and fatalities. Answers to questions about testing and the governor's stay-at-home order are available as well. For specific information about Prince George's, visit princegeorgescountymd.gov. That's princegeorgescountymd.gov. The site offers information about local services for residents and businesses. There's a link for COVID-19 relief donations. Also, food pantry locations are listed. And if you have any questions, call the county COVID-19 hotline at 301-883-6627. That's 301-883-6627.
It's so sad. It's good. It's not.
Hey Maryland, Election Day is almost here. Stay safe and avoid the lines by voting early. Visit an early voting center near you October 26th through November 2nd between 7 a.m. and 8 p.m. Or vote on Election Day, November 3rd between 7 a.m. and 8 p.m. Confirm vote center locations ahead of time. Same-day voter registration is available. If you're voting by mail, return your ballot by 8 p.m. on November 3rd. Visit elections.maryland.gov/2020 to find a vote center near you.
My God.
It's another sad day in America.
Painful to be introduced to George Floyd during his last breath with a cop's knee on his neck. He deserves so much more.
How many black lives have to be taken before something is done?
We are not a threat.
I am shaking as I type.
This has got to stop.
We are sick of it.
We need conviction.
I just want us all to live.
The deaths will not stop until the powers that be are finally held accountable.
Don't look away from the truth until every one of us are free from white supremacy.
The world stands with you. Aucune pitié, aucune compassion dans son regard.
Criminalizing and killing of black and brown bodies is not new. It's as old as America. It's just getting filmed more.
Do you know what it feels like to be hunted? To have a new hashtag for a dead black person every single day? How does one plan a life if they aren't sure they will have a life to plan?
Deborah Dan,
Nina Pop, Stephen Clark, Nia Wilson,
Keisha Mike,
Christopher Dion,
George Floyd. His name was George Floyd. Say his name.
Say his name.
George Floyd. Say his name.
Say their names.
Once again and always, we fight for justice.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives matter.
Rest in power, beautiful.
Go to blacklivesmatter.com.